What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Jody motherfucking Keith back with another YouTube video. Now this is gonna be my first video doing some Magic the Gathering Arena. I've been playing a lot of Arena. I don't stream it much, but I definitely enjoy it. It's really cool for playing Standard, and this software is a lot better than playing Magic Online. It's very fast paced. I like that. And now I've been part of the closed beta since very early on. And they just did the reset and started the open beta, and they refunded us all the gems that we bought. So I basically got my money back. So that means I got a bunch of money to spend on a bunch of packs. So this video is just going to be pack openings. So we're going to start with Guilds of Ravnica because it's the new hotness. Let's see what we can open. Here we go. First pack. Yes, something sweet. All right, we got a wild card, which can be anything. So the cool thing about this game, if you don't know, is that they have the wildcard system. So like this is an uncommon wildcard, this is a rare wildcard. So at any point you can just craft any card of the same rarity as the wildcard you have. So like if you look here, I have 10 common, 6 uncommon, 4 rare, and 1 mythic rare. So we're gonna try and keep a counter here to see what we can. Let me open up a notepad here. And we're gonna what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep track of the mythic wildcards, mythics, rares, mythic wildcards. You know what? I'll just go back and do it after. I'll give you the total at the end. So here we go. Just gonna crack these packs, see what we get. Guildgate, quasi duplicate, 3 mana. Kind of duplicate. Create a token that's a copy of target creature you control with jumpstart, so you can play out the graveyard. That's pretty cool. This card is a solid removal spell for a lot of the cards in the new format. Now we're also, as you see, when we crack a pack, you see how this thing ticked up, so we get a uncommon wild card here, and when we open 3 more packs, we'll get a rare wild card, and then this will update to where we get mythic also, Night of Autumn. That's a great card. So we're going to try and get most of the set to where we don't have to open much more of this set, because we still have to go back and get the stuff from Ixalan and then also Dominaria. So we got a couple sets we're going to have to open. Gain control of target creature with power 2 or less. Okay, 4 mana, surveil 3, then return a creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Nice, so you can mill the creatures and then just reanimate them. This is a nice little reanimation spell. The first side is 4 mana. You gain control of it permanently though. There's no counterplay to this. This card seems sweet. Power 2 or less. Nice. That's a nice card. So we're taking up on the wild cards. What do we get here? Amaria. This is like crucial for the token deck. Sweet. Got a common wild card here. Let's see, what else? Midnight Reaper. Okay. This card's nice. It's gonna be it's gonna be really nice when Orzhov comes out, because when Orzhov comes out in the next set, we're gonna have a black-white knight deck just ready to be built with the 2 mana knights from Dominaria from both colors, as well as the Midnight Reaper. This will give it some staying card advantage. If they sweep your board, you can lose some life, draw some cards, keep the cards flowing. I guess this is a little minor set review too. Whoa, Ral, is it Viceroy? Nice. So it replaces itself with the top 2 cards. You get 1 back as soon as it comes into play. 6 loyalty is pretty high. -3 deals damage equal to the number of instant sorcery cards you own in exile and in your graveyard. That's cool how it includes cards that are exiled in case you flash something back or jumpstart something. Pretty cool. Pretty excited to open that one. I'd like to build a blue-red spell deck. See what that looks like. So now we're working on a mythic wildcard over here. So that's cool. Ooh, Assured Assemble. I like this card. I think this card's good. Symbol makes him nice. Justice Strike. This is going to be a good removal spell. I was playing in Jeskai the other day live on stream. The Jeskai control deck seemed very strong. That's what I had the most win percentage with. Alright, wild card. So that could be anything. Ritual of Soot. Destroy all creatures with converted mana cost 3 or less. Nice. 4 mana, smother everybody. Okay, a couple wild cards. Blood Operative. That one's going to be crucial for any of the Golgari graveyard decks. Experimental Frenzy. Nice. Red Enchantment for card advantage. It's very cool how this card's set up. You can't play the cards in your hand, but you can play as many off the top of your deck. It's pretty sweet. Look at this insect. That card looks sweet. Flying Menace, whenever you surveil, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Gets bigger. That's cool. Flying Menace. That's going to be hard to block. Jeez. Might as well give it unblockable. I guess you could get a couple Spirit tokens or something out there to block it. Another wild card. That could be anything. I kind of like this Boros Locket. I like the Locket cycle. Some mana early that you can sacrifice to draw cards later. Draw 2 cards. Sack your Mana Rock. Sweet. Mind Stone. Even better. Ooh, Fine Broker. I think this card's going to be really good. Ooh, this card. 1/3. When it enters the battlefield, surveil 1. X. It becomes a copy of target creature card in your graveyard with converted mana cost X, except its name is Lazav. It's legendary in addition to its other types. And it has this ability, so you can change it again. Nice. What would we copy? X. I guess we'll find out. Looks like a nice card to build a deck around, though. Surveil 1 as soon as it comes into play. 1/3 body's pretty solid. I like this Fine Broker for a lot of the green-black mid-range decks. I was playing one on the stream the other day I liked a lot. Pilfernet. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose an online card from that player, discards that card, activates ability only anytime you do a sorcery. Nice. Nice little discard imp. Another Spy Bug. Woo! Vraska. 2 Planeswalkers, baby. Look at this. I like this card. I definitely like it, even though it's not relevant for Arena, but I like it in Eternal format, so I'm looking at playing this card in Legacy sometime soon. It's got a nice little Abrupt Decay type effect on it. Destroy something, a non-land permanent with converted mana cost 3 or less, and then also ticking up, you can sacrifice your extra stuff, whether it be treasure or land or some useless creature, to draw a card and gain a life. It's pretty sweet. And then your emblem makes all your creatures lethal. I like it. I like this Vraska. Glow Spore, nice. Ooh, Watery Grave. Yeah, that's going to be the toughest part, is getting the mana base for everything. I remember in the beta, I ended up using a lot of rare wildcards, more so than Mythic wildcards. That was one problem I had. Ooh, look at that. Assassin's Trophy. Nice. We needed that. This card's great. So, I found that I was using a lot of rare wildcards more than Mythic wildcards, and I had a surplus of Mythic wildcards. Just because a lot of the lands are rare. Nice. So here's a Mythic wild card. That's sweet. Any Mythic we want. Fine Finality. I like this card. Return up to 2 target creatures. That's cool. And you may put 2 +1/+1 counters on creatures you control, and then shrink all creatures -4/-4. So usually you would want to use it on something that would survive the -4/-4, and it could be like a one-sided Wrath in a way. Granted, you wouldn't get a good swing in there, but you know, this is a nice card. I like the split cards. I always like split cards. Just having multi-functions on a card. It's good in this situation, good in the other situation. I like this Cavalier. Pretty resilient to removal. 4/4, you have to use some exile in effect because it just breaks down into 2 more knights. I like that card. Another Assured Assemble. Steam Vents. Alright. Getting the mana base going. Peacekeeper. This is a cool one because with Knight of Autumn and Peacekeeper, it's going to be tough to play an aggro deck against a green-white deck because you can play these Peacekeepers out of the sideboard. 3 mana, 3/3 is already not bad. Both players gaining 4 life. It's when they're trying to down your life total, giving them 4 life doesn't make much difference because you're trying to win, you know, through card quality. So all you gotta do is stay alive. Really nice card. Light of the Legion. 5/5 Mentor, 6 mana Angel. Okay. Whenever it dies, put a +1/+1 counter on each white creature you control. Cool. Cool. Don't really see an Angel do something like that. Another Justice Strike. That's sweet. Bounty of Might. 6 mana, 3 Giant Grows. 3 Giant Grows for twice the mana. And 1 card, though. Be nice to see somebody cast this card. It's looking like an obvious bomb for limited for sure. I don't think it's going to make much headway in constructed. Whenever you surveil for the first time each turn, it deals 1 damage to each opponent and you gain 1 life. Ooh, I like this effect here. It's nice uncommon. Will be good in limited for sure. What does this one do? Defender 2/2 Spirit. Spirit that doesn't fly. Whenever you surveil, put a +1/+1 counter. As long as it has 3 or more counters on it, it can attack as though it didn't have Defender. Nice. So surveil action here. I like the surveil mechanic. Being able to fill your graveyard. It's cool that you have some payoff cards for the ability. Destroy all creatures toughness 4 or greater. This looks like a sweet sideboard card for a low to the ground white creature deck. The Dev Champion. For mana 2/2, whenever it attacks, you may tap any number of untapped creatures you control, and then it gets +1/+1 until in turn for each creature tapped this way. 5 mana, create a 1/1 white soldier creature token with lifelink. Making a lot of lifelink. There's a lot of these tokens, these soldier tokens have lifelink, which is pretty sweet. And like 3 mana 2/2, that's much. It is an elf and a knight, 2 relevant creature types. That's cool. And then, you know, whenever it attacks, you can basically funnel all your little tokens into the champion. He champions all your soldiers, all your, you know, all your creatures. It's like, I'll be your champion, bro. Nice little flavor, nice little name. Another Midnight Reaper. Guild Summit. This is a cool card. So whenever it comes into play, you may tap any number of untapped gates you control, draw a card for each gate tap this way. So you would want to cast this when you have a total like 5 lands. So it's, you got to look at the mana cost of being more than 3. You could also cast it early at 3, and then whenever you play a gate, you draw a card, which is pretty cool. Draw engine if a lot of your mana base is gates. Some gate relevant stuff. Tajik. Ooh, this card. This card is very strong. Really kind of puts Boros over the top. Having haste and mentor, those abilities are already great. Can gain first strike by putting some mana into it. Makes it really hard to block. Having 3 power with the haste where you get the mentor ability immediately is also strong. And then tack on the fact that you can prevent all non-combat damage that would be dealt to other creatures you control. So if they're using red-based removal, damage-based removal, it's not going to work with the Tajik in play. And one cool thing is if you pair this with Shalai to give all your creatures hexproof, it basically turns off all damage-based removal because they can't target the Tajik with their damage-based removal because it's got hexproof. So that's, you might see that combination of creatures in the near future. More split cards. Pump Spell on the front end, a Lightning Helix on the back end. I like it. Flexible, versatile. I mean, sometimes you don't want to +2/+2, you know, late in the game if you don't have control of the board, but you get the direct damage to the face out of the intervention side. That's cool. But pump spells are backbreaking in the early game. Invert, and invent. Invert, you can swap the power of 2 creatures until in a turn, and then invent, you can, you know, with their own toughness. Invent, you can dig up a library. You can dig up an instant or sorcery. So 2 spells you can get at instant speed. Put them in your hand. It's pretty strong. Camaraderie. Some people are calling this the Sphinx's Rev of New Standard, but 6 mana, gain an X life and draw an X cards. Rice's number of creatures you control. If you got a lot of tokens, sometimes it's hard to punch through, or you're making tokens, but the tokens are outclassed by the other creatures. And this is a good payoff card for your tokens. Gain a bunch of life, draw a lot of cards. Probably draw into another one. Nice. What does this Guildmage do? 4 mana draw card. Reasonable. Copy target instant or sorcery spell you control with verdant cost X. You may choose new targets for the copy. Alright. Seems strong. The Guild Mages. They're a little harder to cast than previous ones. Well, I guess in the last time we were in Ravnica, it wasn't hybrid. They were actual, you know, guild colored. Alright, we got another Concoct. I like this card. And this Harpooner, I want to point out, this card is going to be great in like green stompy decks. 2 mana 3/2 is a great rate. Also having reach, that's not an irrelevant ability, but then the Undergrowth ability that lets it get plus X plus O until on a turn where X is the number of creatures in your graveyard, the turn that it comes into play, and then you have it fight another creature. So if you got a couple creatures in the graveyard, this could just be a removal spell. It's also a very aggressively costed creature early, 2 mana 3 power. Expect to see that card played. Skynet Legionnaire with the reprint. I like it. I like it. Legionnaire's back. Card's sweet. Won a lot of drafts with Legionnaire back in the day. Ooh, look at this Mythic. Nice. Nullhide Ferox. This card is strong. Yeah, it's 4 mana 6/6. That's and hexproof. That's all way undercosted. But it has the setback of you can't cast non-creature spells. And then for 2 mana, either player can make it lose all abilities until end of turn. Any player may activate this ability. And then if it's discarded from your opponent's effect, it goes right into the battlefield instead of being put in the graveyard. So very strong. This card, very aggressively costed. Very happy to open that. Here we go. Guild Mages Forum. Taps for colorless, 1 tap, add 1 mana of any color. If that mana is spent on a multicolored creature spell, that creature enters the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on it. That's cool. Another invert and invent. But this board, what's this board doing? Pump something when it comes into play. Nice little hill giant with a little pump. That pump's can be relevant and limited with creatures with Mentor. Another Light of the Legion. So you see we're getting stacked on these wild cards too. When you cast a blue spell, target player puts the top 2 cards of their library into their graveyard. Drowned Secrets. Nice. A little mill enchantment. You see something like this come up in every few sets. This one involves you actually casting spells, which is cool. It's cheap, one of the cheaper ones to get down. I like this bounce spell, Selective Snare. Blue X, return X target creatures of the creature type of your choice to their owner's hand. I don't think this card will see play in Modern, but would be cool, you know, in a blue deck to bounce all the humans. I guess if they have either Violet, all come back down, but kind of cool. You'd be surprised how many creatures share types. Human Soldier, you know, a lot of humans tied in, you know, or like you have Elf Knights, you have Human Knights, they share Knight. Human Wizard, okay, 5 mana 3/4, 3 tap. You may cast an instant or sorcery card from your hand without paying its mana cost. Wow, free spells. Let's go. That's cool. That's cool. Wizard. Look at it. That's some sweet art too. Like all up here shooting up in the air. It's cool. Conclave Tribunal. This card is definitely playable. Convoke. If you have creatures with vigilance, you can attack with them first and then tap them effectively for mana to cast this Tribunal. Expect to see this played heavily alongside something like History of Benalia. Another Drowned Secrets. Goblin Crater Maker. We're making craters. That looks like it can make a crater. Look at that art. 2 mana 2/2, 1 sacrifice itself. Deals 2 damage to target creature. Nice. Destroy target colorless non-land permanent. So that's any artifact. You know, in older formats you can get stuff like Eldrazi's. If you have some way to like remove the color of a permanent, that's cool. Another Steam Vents. Alright, gotta get my mana on. Chamber Sentry, nice. Another Blood Operative, okay. It's good, that's 2 of those, so I could start working on building the self-mill deck. Never upset with a rare wild card. It's like whatever your imagination holds. Followed up by a Mythic one, nice. Gruesome Menagerie, 5 mana. Choose a creature card with converted mana cost 1 in your graveyard, then do the same for creatures with converted mana cost 2 and 3. Turn those to the battlefield. This card's sweet. With Surveil, you can fill up the yard. This is going to get 3 creatures back if they're high enough impact. 3 bodies off of 5 mana. That's pretty strong. I like that. I'd like to see what a deck like that built. Maybe that could be like a sideboard card, maybe in the night deck. Ooh, Risk Factor. I think this card's gonna be great. It's an instant. It's like a throwback to the old Browbeat effect, where your opponent can choose whether they want to be damaged by it or they want to let you draw cards. Usually, if you're a red deck, you can come up with more than 4 damage out of 3 cards. So they generally just take 4 damage. But this card also has Jumpstart, which makes it even stronger, because you're going to play it out your graveyard again on the next turn. If they give you the cards, you have the cards to jumpstart it. If they don't give you the cards, then they take 4 damage, and you can give them the same dilemma again on the next turn. If you top deck a land, keeps the gas flowing for the burn. Pretty strong. Jumpstart, happy about that one. Jeez. Out, Legion Warboss. Speak of red cards, here we go. This is the new Rabble Master, sweet. 3 mana 2/2. At the beginning of your combat, you get a 1/1 goblin with haste that has to attack this combat if able, and it also has Mentor, so it comes down, makes a goblin has to attack. The cool part is if that goblin survives that combat, the next turn it doesn't have to attack if you don't want, but it will make another goblin that has to attack, and then only the one that comes into play has to attack that turn. This also has Mentor, so whenever it's swinging with those goblins on the following turns, it makes those goblins bigger. So very good. I like District Guide too for some overall mana fixing. It's also an elf. Ravnica mana bases, and then add in that Unmoored Ego. Okay, seems like a good sideboard card. If there's like one card that's jamming you up, you can search their deck for 4 copies of it, and exile them. Just name a card. If they have any in their hand, then they get a fresh draw off of them. So they can't lose any cards from this. But if you're having trouble with a deck that plays like Teferi, you can take all the Teferis out of their deck. I like it. Another Adept, nice. Deafening Clarion. Ooh, I like this card. I was playing in the Just Guy and in the preview event the other day that was sponsored by Wizards. 3 mana. You don't get this kind of flexibility out of your 3 damage effects. They generally they come out with these effects. You see like Anger of the Gods. You've seen the one that cycled from Amonkhet. This one is the newest iteration of that. Now you are tied into playing Boros colors, but that's okay. Deals 3 damage to each creature, or your creatures gain lifelink until end turn. That's very relevant because if you're playing a color combination like Boros, sometimes you have your own creatures, which makes it awkward to play an effect like this in your sideboard. But this is great because if you're ahead on the board, it still can make you push you even further ahead with the lifelink, because being able to gain the life while you have all those creatures can really swing if you're ahead on damage. And you also have if you're behind, you can just sweep the board in a lot of instances. I was playing in Just Guy. It was a great card to main deck. I was happy to see it in a lot of situations. Fine Finality again. Okay. Locksmith. What's this Locksmith doing? 2 mana, 2/1 Goblin Rogue. Whenever it attacks creatures with Defender, can't block this turn. Okay. If you're trying to defend, can't defend. Command the Storm. 5 mana, 5 damage target creature. Straight up 5 mana, 5 damage removal spell. Splashable Unlimited, it looks like. More Wildcards. Yes, we got the Troll. Charnel Troll. What happened to Thrun? Thought he was the last Troll. Think again. We got the Charnel Troll. This card was very strong, and then it actually makes a lot of cards must plays as a removal. Like there's that 2 mana 4 damage spell that we saw. Being able to clean kill this Troll is going to be pretty relevant in the next format for sure, because this card was overperforming big time in the decks that could put creatures in the graveyard. Because on the very next turn, it's basically a 3 mana 5/5. Like initially it's a 4/4, but next turn, whenever you exile a creature from your graveyard, it's a 5/5 trample coming in. 3 mana 5/5 and still around. And then like upkeep, you can discard. If it's a 5/5, it's attacking into a 6/6. You know, or attacking into a 5/5 and you got a creature in your hand, you could discard a creature to make it bigger after they block. That's a huge threat. Very excited about that card. Golgari decks. It might make its way in older formats too. Wouldn't be surprised. Card strong. Another Drowned Secrets. I think I almost got a playset of those. Make that mill deck nice. Second Tagic. Definitely want to make the Red-White Knight deck. I like this card in that deck. Like being able to swing and give like your 2/2 hexproof from black first strike knights, your little 2 mana first strikers. Whoa, we got the third one. Alright, no more baby, no more. This guy's a legendary. We don't want to play more than 3. Tajic, strong card. Being able to pump your little first strike knights before damage. It's pretty big. Overgrown Tomb, nice. Fixing the mana. Put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 target creatures. Nice trick. Well, not really a trick, it's a sorcery. I was liking this card as a possible sideboard option. Being able to, or even main deckable, destroy target artifact or enchantment. You know, it's got Convoke, so you can tap your creatures to cast it. That can make it possibly free if you have 3 creatures. Now, it is a sorcery, so it is a little slower, but it does have the advantage of having a modal effect to be able to create a 2/2 green and white elf knight creature token. Knight also relevant. History of Benalia, i.e. the very interesting card. Possibly main deckable. Being convocable is making it on the cheap. Ionize, nice. This is the new hard counter. We lost Disallow, so now we have Ionize. It's actually surprisingly easier to cast than the double blue counterparts if you're playing a blue-red deck. Even if you're playing Jeskai, I found it a lot easier to cast than something like Disallow, with the current mana being a single blue and a single red. Seems like it makes it easier to cast for sure. Let's see what else we got here. Another one of these Spy Bugs. Ritual Soot again. Nice. What's this courier do? Haste. Sacrifice another target creature, gains haste until end of turn. Alright. A little Raging Goblin that can speed up somebody else. Sonic Assault. Tap a creature, deals 2 damage to target creatures, that creature's controller. Alright, it's like a little ice. Shoot him and tap their guy down. That's cool. Underrealm Lich, nice. This is a sweet mythic here. Really fills up the graveyard. 4/3. If you would draw a card, instead look at the top 3 cards of your library, then put one of them in your hand and the rest into your graveyard. Yeah, a lot of card selection coming out of this card. Also, being able to fill up your graveyard is going to be very strong in Golgari. But the really cool part is you could pay 4 life and give it an indestructible until end of turn. It's going to make it hard to remove. Now, it does tap it, so if they do it before they attack, you're not going to get to be able to block, but still a very strong effect. Inescapable Blaze. 6 mana, cannot be countered 6 damage to any target. Alright. Uncounterable direct damage, I like it. Sure Strike on the reprint. There's a defender to go with that card that doesn't like defenders. The champion. Oh, Venerated Loxodon. 4/4. I think this is going to be a card that's going to make tokens more viable against something with Goblin Chain Whirler. Being able to get the +1/+1 counters down whenever you cast this card, or whenever it enters the battlefield, is going to make the tokens a lot more resilient to, you know, sweeping effects like Goblin Chain Whirler. Like, you can cast the one that makes 2 saplings on turn 2, and on turn 3 you can cast this. And you come with a 4/4, gets 2 more counters. It's like 6 power, 6/6 worth of power and toughness. 6 power and toughness for 3 mana, basically. That's a lot. That's a lot. As we saw with the troll, that's a lot. Exile target artifact, exile target enchantment. Choose one or both. Okay. I like that. A little overcosted, but interesting. What about this beetle here? 2 mana, 1/1. His battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. Strong. Strong limited play, I'd say. Some flexibility in your grizzly bear. Chance of glory. Everybody wants a chance of glory. Here's your chance. Creatures get indestructible. Take an extra turn after this one. At the beginning of that turn's instep, you lose the game. Nice. Final Fortune effects that protect your board. If they're playing a control deck and they're going to sweep you to destroy all your creatures or something, you can give all your creatures indestructible. If you're attacking and they make a poor block, that's going to offer a complete trade because they have to block, you know, and they're trying to trade off the guys, and all their creatures are looking to swap with yours. You can make them yours indestructible and then get another combat, which is going to be lethal if they're having a block and trade, presumably. So I'd like to see this card win a game of Magic for sure. Sweet card. Beacon Bolt. What's this one doing? Deals damage to target creature equal to the total number of instant and sorcery cards you own in exile and in your graveyard. Okay. Jump start. Alright. So it's removal spell to any target. To target creature? No, just a target creature. So it can only target creatures. So Disdainful Stroke, that's a nice reprint. A cheap counter spell for expensive spells. Always gonna be a good rate when you can cast that card. A big Convoke XX creature. 2 and X. Big elemental. Big elemental. Oop, the 3rd Blood Operative. Happy to see that. And the Tribunal. Almost up to a set of those. Response Resurgence. I'm not sure about this card. Deals 5 damage target attacking or blocking creature. It's not great on the offense. Better on the defense, it looks like. And then creatures control gain 1st strike and vigilance until in turn. After this main phase, there is an additional combat phase followed by an additional main phase. So you get another combat, and you get vigilance on your creatures, so they get to attack twice. And they have 1st strike, so they'll likely live through the 1st combat. Cool card. Cool card. I like how it's paired with a removal spell for maybe a mid-range Boros deck, maybe a Naya deck. Could be sweet. I mean, it could be a Savage Beating, basically. Wand of Vertebrae. Yeah. Put the top card of your library into your graveyard, okay. And then you get 2 tap, exile it, shuffle up to 5 target cards from your graveyard into your library. Okay, so self-mill, get 5 of the cards back. I can dig it. Gatekeeper Gargoyle enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it for each gate you control. 6 mana flyer. 6 mana 3/3 flyer. But if you have 6 gates, it could be a 6 mana 9/9. That'd be a lot of gates. You'd have to play on turn 7 if you had 6 gates because they all come into play tap. So they got some gate payoff. This is going to be a serious payoff in draft if you're drafting all those gates, which is a strategy that I've liked in previous formats. Draft all the lands, like when they guarantee that there's going to be a go gate in every pack. Definitely the type of thing you're going to do. This is a cool rare Zoni. I like this in like the mid-range green-black. The Golgari decks. Whenever it comes into play, for each creature in your graveyard, you get a 1/1 black and green insect token, and then you can pay 2, sacrifice another creature, gain a life, draw a card. So it shits out a bunch of insects, and then you can sack them to gain life, or you can sack the other creatures you have, which will make future Zonis, bear in mind it is legendary, even bigger. Good for some self-mill action. Pell Collector, happy to see this one. Nice little curves, nice aggressive curves coming out of this Spell Collector. 1 mana 1/1. Whenever another creature comes in that's bigger in power than the Spell Collector, it grows +1/+1. Whenever a bigger creature dies, picks up its skin, gets another +1/+1 counter. Nice flavor, nice art. It's also an elf, so nice card. Radic Cyclops, huh? 4 mana 08. Whenever you cast a spell, it gets +X+O, where X is that spell's converted mana cost. Trample. This could light somebody up. 4 mana 08. It's going to be tough to swing through this thing, so it'll be a blocker until maybe it turns the tide. You cast a big spell and run them over. You can also cast a small spell, like the 1 mana one that switches its power and toughness, the invert, because it'll grow its power first and then it'll swap the 2. So then it'll swap it to an 8/1. Seems like a nice little combo, this card with the invert. And then if you cast the big 6 mana side of it, then the creature will be a 6/8 trampler. Another Eye and Eyes. We're picking up some stuff to be able to make a blue-red deck. I like it. Ooh. Trata, I guess, the Silencer. 4 mana 3/5. Unblockable. That's a pretty good rate. Whenever it hits a player, you can exile a creature they control and put a hit counter on that card. So whenever it connects, you're exiling one of their creatures, and then they lose the game if they have 3 or more creatures. So if this thing exiles 3 of their creatures, they lose the game. The fact that when it connects, it kills a creature is already pretty good. It is a legendary creature, so you can't play too many of them, but it is a very interesting card effect. I like it. You don't see stuff like that too much. 5 toughness is pretty good too, first coming down. Ooh, Tristani Discordant. Nice. New Tristani, Dryad, 5 mana, 1/4. Pumps all your other creatures +1/+1. Whenever it comes into play, you get 2 1/1 lifelinkers, aka 2/2s if Tristani is still in play. So that's, if you can do the math on that, that's 5. I can't do the math on that. 5/8 worth of power and toughness for 5 mana. That's pretty good rate across 3 bodies. Also, at the beginning of your end step, each player gains control of all creatures they own. So we saw that card earlier that just steals a creature with power 2 or less. Tristani can be a check on that. Also pumping your other creatures. It is a legendary. Maybe you can hit him with a Weatherlight and then get it. I want to build like the Weatherlight deck, and I think Tristani would be hanging out on the Weatherlight for sure. You gotta get out the conclave, fly around on a Weatherlight every now and then, you know? Gotta live a little. Would not be surprised. Tristani just getting drunk at the bar on the Weatherlight. They gotta have a bar on the Weatherlight, squeeze on the Weatherlight, right? So Runaway Steamkin, nice. This card's good. Grows itself up when you play red cards. Sweet. And you could remove the 3 counters. You could get up to a 4/4, and then you could pop it to get 3 mana. You can remove it, pop it back down to a 1/1 and rebuild it. I think this card's pretty impressive. Mythic Wildcards, sweet. We have Glowspore Shaman. I like this card. Uncommon, 3/1, 2 mana. It's an elf. It fuels the graveyard and then can set you up to make land drops, which is pretty important for when you're trying to hit the Azonis and the higher end of the graveyard stuff. 2 mana, 3/1. Put the top 3 cards of your library in your graveyard, and then you may put a land from your graveyard on top. It doesn't have to be a land that you put directly from this ability. It could have been like a fetch land from earlier in the game. Maybe you'll see it with Evolving Wilds or something. That's cool. In the older formats, actual fetch lands possibly. If you want that type of effect. Another quasi duplicate. Sprout Renewal. Let's see the House Guild Mage. 2 mana, 2/2. House. Target creature doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step. It's kind of like a delayed tap effect, which is cool. It's kind of like a correction on actual tap effects, which are kind of annoying for limited games. 3 mana tap, surveil 2. So you can start digging with this card too. I like that Guild Mage. That's a Guild Mage. I've never seen a Guild Mage I wasn't happy to play. Oh, more wild cards. Sweet, sweet. Can't wait to see what the total is on one box. Again, we bought a whole 90 packs. Again, I had leftover gems. Pel Collector. Alright. That's 2 Pel Collectors now. Happy to see that. What else? 1,000-Year Storm. This is a sweet looking card. The art looks nice too. Look at this storm going on. That is like the once in a 1,000-year storm hanging out over this city. Beautiful. 6 mana Mythic. Mythic. Enchantment. Mythic. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, copy it and each other instant and sorcery spell you've cast before it this turn. Let me read that again. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, copy it for each other instant and sorcery spell you've cast before it this turn. You may choose new targets for the copies. Alright, I'm going to read it again. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, alright, boom, lightning bolt, lightning strike, copy it for each instant and sorcery spell you've cast before this turn. Alright, lightning strike, take 3. Okay, lightning strike. Okay, we're going to copy it because we cast an instant sorcery before it. So now it's like, alright, cool, we'll get 2 lightning strikes off of that. Then we cast another spell, and we get 3 copies of that spell because we cast 2 instants before that. Okay, it's going to be a stormy day. I like how they use storm, kind of a nod to the old storm mechanic. I get it. I get it. I see you, Wizards. I see you. Rare wild card. Whatever you can dream up. Nice, nice, nice. Just popped up a Mythic one over here. Here's another Go Mages for him. I wonder if that card will see play in like some crazy decks. Oh, well, I hope so, because I got 3 of them now. Let's see what else we got here. Another Camaraderie. Nice. Okay, Molder Hulk. I'm going to read this card. 9 mana, 6/6. 1 less to cast for each creature card in your graveyard. Whenever it enters the battlefield, return target land card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Okay, I like returning lands from my graveyard to the battlefield. I like it, I like it. Pretty cheap if you get some creatures in your graveyard and then being able to ramp up a little bit. That's pretty cool. I like the 6/6. Probably get this thing down pretty cheap. Pretty solid body. 6/6. Got a Convoke Hexproof creature. Oh boy. I'm sure that's going to be fun and limited. Hexproof. One of the better abilities. Second Night Autumn. Card's going to be real strong. Just being able to do multiple different effects. 3 mana 2/1 comes into play. It could be a 4/3 if you want. It could smoke an artifact or enchantment if you want. You can gain 4 life if you want. You can have whatever you like. Yeah. Alright, more guilds packs. Let's see. Mara. Nice. Mara. I think the green white token deck is going to be way powerful and hasn't been touched that much yet. Cannot concoct. I think we've got to play a set of those now. Mausoleum Secrets. Search your library for a black card with converted mana cost less than or equal to the number of creature cards in your graveyard. Reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. Tutor? Tutor much? 2 mana? Search for any black card pretty much if you can power it out. Not as good early, but if you get some creatures in the graveyard, being able to tutor up anything. We'll likely see this card played in older formats. 2 mana instant. Also instant tutor. I like it. Sweet card. You gotta get some creatures in your graveyard, but that shouldn't be too hard to do if that's what your objective is. Another Unmoored Ego. I think that card's gonna see more play in older formats, being able to exile, I don't know, Urza's power plants and stuff. Ooh, what does this one do? Chamber Sentry. X enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it for each color of mana spent to cast it. So if we spend 5 colors of mana, it is a 5 mana 5/5. X tap, remove X +1/+1 counters from X gonna give it to you. From Chamber Sentry, it deals X damage to any target. Alright, so we can remove 5 and deal 5 damage to a creature, and then it'll die. But we can spend 1 mana of each color and return it from your graveyard to your hand and do it all over again. Alright, if you're in all the colors, you got a sentry. You got a sentry for you. Now you need a sentry to be able to loop this thing a bunch of times, but you can do it if you won't. If you won't. Play set of Blood Operatives. Nice. I'm liking what I'm opening in this box so far. I'm looking for one particular Mythic, and I want a bunch of them, but I got Mythic Wildcards to craft them if I want. Another citywide bust. Alright. They coming for you. What you gonna do? Bad boy. What you gonna do? Citywide bust. Hatchery Spider. Alright, big spider, lots of mana. 5, 7, 7 mana. Reach, because spiders always have reach. When you cast this spell, reveal the top X cards of your library, where X is the number of creature cards in your graveyard. Another payoff for the creature graveyard. You may put a green permanent card with converted mana cost X or less from among them onto the battlefield. Oh boy. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Big spider. Okay, I dig it. I dig it. I dig it. Big spider doing big things. Fill up the graveyard, do bigger things. Already got the big spider. Let's get the next big thing. Can't wait to see the deck that plays that card. It's gonna be a big deck. Can't wait. Firemine's Research. Okay. 2 mana. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, put a charge counter on it. 2 mana, remove 2 counters. Draw a card. 2 mana, remove 5 counters. Deals 5 damage to any target. Nice. So it's a little card draw engine that can actually destroy things, or, you know, destroy your opponent. That's cool. Direct damage. Rock Charger. 1/3 flyer for 3. Whenever it attacks, target creature without flying gains flying until end of turn. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. And you got to be careful with this one though, because you have to choose a target with this card whenever it attacks. So if you don't have any creatures without flying, you're gonna have to give one of your opponent's creatures flying until end of turn. Because it says target. Nope. Take that back. Target attacking creature without. Never mind. Take that back. I thought that would be a weird, very confusing thing. I was like, am I reading this right? Nope, was not reading it right. Read RTFC, y'all. I was making stuff up right there. Risk Factor, nice. Got a couple of those now. That card's going to be going deep. And Dawn of Hope. Whenever you gain life, you may pay 2. If you do, draw a card. I like gaining life, I like drawing cards. So all your life gain can turn into card draw. And it also can shit out 1/1 soldier creatures with lifelink. Alright, that's relevant with this first ability. This card seems sweet. Dawn of Hope. And that art though, look at that. What is it? Look at this treehouse back here, just hanging out. That is like the coolest treehouse I've ever seen. You got this sentry up here with this sword. Look at this art. Sweet card, sweet card. What does this monument do? Rampaging Monument. 4 mana, trample. Enters battlefield with 3+1/+1 counters on it. Okay. Whenever you cast a multicolor spell, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Nice. Easy to cast. 4 colorless. Hill Giant effect. 3/3 trample. That's great. Can grow. Solid uncommon. I like it. Here's the lava coil that I was talking about earlier. You're going to need this for this troll. Troll comes down. You want to have that lava coil on the next turn if you're playing the red base removal. Also exiles. Not unrelevant with as you see all the graveyard effects that we're seeing. I like it. Another Experimental Frenzy. Really cool card. I like this card. You may look at the top card of your library anytime. You may play the top card of your library. Nice. You can't play cards from your hand. Alright. Alright. I'll just play them off the top of my deck. I don't need a hand. And then if you get jammed up some kind of way, you can destroy it. You get jammed up with the good cards in your hand, you need to cast them, you can destroy it. Oh, this Assassin, 3 mana, 1/1 Elf Assassin, Death Touch, as Assassin should have. All creatures able to block the Assassin do so. Ooh, Ooh, make him block. Gotta block the assassin. Now bear in mind it only has 1 power with the death touch. So it's only going to kill one of the creatures, but if you have some way to pump it, it could get nasty. Alright, Flower to Flourish. Search your library for basic forests or plains. Reveal it, put it in your hand, then shuffle your library. I like it, a little mana fixing early. I mean, we saw cards like this with a tune, they either get banned. I mean, I don't think this one's going to get banned because it doesn't have the energy mechanic, but you know that front part of that effect's definitely relevant. The backside, 6 mana, creatures you control get +2/+2 until end turn. Nice little overrun effect for the late game. Fix your mana in the early game. I think that card's going to be very playable. I like those cards with a lot of modes, a lot of decisions. Add some decision trees to the games. It's great. What does this one do? The Sprite 1/2 flying. Whenever it attacks, surveil 1. Well, that's great. If you have stuff that triggers surveil, this is the one that you want. Trigger surveil, you got the payoff for the surveil stuff. Flying is almost unblockable. You know, you gotta come up with a reach creature or a flyer. Get your surveil on. Another Cyclops. Nice. True Fire Captain. This is the uncommon, the hard to cast uncommons from Boros. Here we go. 4 mana 4/3 Mentor. Whenever it is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to target player. Nice. You want to block it, but you're gonna end up taking damage if you do. I want to see that 6/6 Demon. That's the one I want to open. Ooh, Expansion Explosion. I like this card. Big X. So you can copy an instant or sorcery spell with converted mana cost X or less on the front end. That's cool. You can use it if you're like in a counter war. You can use it if they're playing a discard spell on you. You want to discard them too. Haha. You know, early in the game, they play a removal spell on your thing. You got a removal spell for their thing. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Explosion payoff at the end. Big X spell. 4 mana and X. Deal X damage. Draw X cards. Like it. I like it. Like it. Like it. Like it. Like it. Drawing a bunch of cards, X draw spells at instant speed. What's not to like? Well, that looks like it's all my packs. Let's see what we ended up with here. We ended up with 8 mythic rare wild cards, 20 rare wild cards. Let's take a look at our collection. Let's sort by rarity here. Mythic rare. See how many mythics we open in this first box here. 90 packs. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 mythics and 8 mythic rare wild cards. So that's a total of 9, 17 mythics. How many rares we got? We got 20 rares. Right? So let's go ahead and do rare here. Let's get rid of the mythics. 20 rare. Oh, look, I got some cards from M19. I didn't realize that I got. Let's sort the set out. Advanced filters. I want. Can we sort out by the set? No, I don't think we can. If we can, I don't know how to do it. Can I do add? Does that help? Let's do it like this. Rare. And let's type in Ravnica. That doesn't help. Just do it by rare. We'll sift out the ones that aren't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. -1. This is a new card too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. No, 19, 20. 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 27, 28, 29, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 49, 50, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 62, 64, 65, 66, 69, 73. 73 and how many wild cards? 93 rares. Okay, not bad. Also, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 shock lands. Pretty happy about that. We got 1 Assassin's Trophy. That one's sweet. Other cards that I'm happy about, we had the Pelt Collectors. Those cards are going to be good. Got most of those. And let's look at these Mythics again. We got some with the Ravnica. I wanted that Ravnica. These are the Mythics. Yeah, 2 Planeswalkers, right? Yeah, Ral, Ravnica. Okay. Didn't get the Mythic I was looking for. I'm looking for that Doom Whisper. It's for the green-black deck. That Doom Whisper is very overpowered, I think. Doom Whisper. We want to show cards we don't have. This is the one I'm looking for, y'all. We got some wild cards, you know. We got like 8 of the wild cards, so we can make them. But I'm gonna open some more packs first. So, what y'all think about that box? Do you think that was sweet? I thought that was sweet. Nice little set review too. Something new I'm doing here. I watched pre-release this weekend. I saw a lot of people posting on social media what they open. It's always fun to see what people open. You know, it makes you feel like you open it with them. So thanks for opening these packs with me. I definitely enjoyed it. If you enjoyed this video, I'll definitely make some more. I got some more packs I want to open. I'm not playing that much Arena right now, but you know, if y'all enjoy the video, share it, like, comment, share, subscribe to the content. I'm gonna make a new playlist for the Arena stuff. What's the sweetest thing that you opened at pre-release this weekend? I'd love to hear in your comments down below. You know, and follow me on social media. Drop me some pictures. Love seeing cards open. It's great. Nothing better than opening cards. Fresh cards, seeing what people open is sweet. This was a pretty good pull for 90 packs, I thought. I think we probably should have got a couple more shock lands. I'd like to get that full set of shocks because, like I said, on Arena it's really hard. There's a lot of rare lands you have to get. The fast lands and the shock lands. Fast lands from Ixalan. Gotta have them. Gotta have them. I mean, you need mana to cast your spells, right? So, pretty happy about this. If you enjoyed this, leave me some feedback. We'll open some more packs if you like the pack openings. Until next time, Goon Squad, baby. One love, good vibes. Catch you on the next one.